Hey everybody, it's me, it's Andy, Decayed Andy here. In the pre-show, before we get on to the Moon Poopin' 2 podcast, Orange will be with me today. Hey Orange, how are you doing before we get into the show?
Yeah.
Ready for some Transformers?
I'm still looking at that beautiful swoop.
Oh, yeah, the Studio Series. Yeah, finally. How many years has it taken the Studio Series Dinobots to come out?
I think Grimlock came out in 19, I think.
I was legit going to say like 5 years or more. I think it might be 5 or more years.
Yeah, so like one Dinobot per year.
Yeah. Not including multitudes of repaints of them. Because Grimlock's got like four repaints, I think.
About
standard one, the G2 one. Oh, Shattered Glass. The G2 one's Shattered Glass, and the comic one. Yeah,
that's 4.
Are they doing like official G2, like the blue one?
Next year that leaked. Standard retail release Grimlock. Actually.
Okay, yeah, I thought there was another one, so there'll be 5. So they've got 5 of him. Jesus. I wonder if they're going to repaint any of the other ones.
Yeah, that they only have one of each of the other ones. I want more from those molds. Give me a paddles.
Oh, that'd be interesting. Yeah, I'd like to see them do. Did you see the New Age Shattered Glass sludge? I think, where it was kind of like he was brown and like lime green.
Oh, I saw that.
Yeah. I think that'd be cool. A good color scheme for the official. I'd buy the official version of that because I don't have that mold and I like that color scheme. Like,
absolutely good mold too.
Was it? Were any of the Dinobots bad? I don't know.
I
hear QC was a bit wonky on some of them.
QC was I hesitate to say. Well, yeah, maybe on Slag because his tail is kind of a pain to tab in alt mode, and maybe Sludge's like wing doodads, but other than that, they're fine.
Okay. Oh, hello, Tiny Blue. By the way, Tiny Blue says hello. Love Orange is a literal orange. I didn't know what else to use for orange's like image. So he's a happy orange.
Yeah, it's fine.
It was either that or I guess something more appropriate would have probably been something from the She-Ra show, the new one. That would have probably been more appropriate because that's how I know you. You're the big fan of the She-Ra reboot.
Oh yeah,
whichever one it is.
Fan of Motu in general, but yeah, that in particular.
Yeah, I was always more. I just like to stick in the wheelhouse of OG show and 2000X and be very, very sad continuously and forever that it got cancelled when it did because it was a great show. I hate that it was cancelled. It hurts. It was so good. It was really well done.
Yeah, well, maybe it'll get a continuation eventually.
I don't know. I don't think it will. I think a show that should have been continued and you could do more with is the 2000s Thundercat show, 2010s Thundercat show, which got one season.
That ended way too early.
Yeah, they had a lot of good plans for that as well. It's a real bummer. Anyway, should we start pooping officially?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, all right. I will play the music, folks, and we'll get into the Transformers news. Okay. Music time.
Welcome to Moonbase 2.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Moonbase 2 podcast. My name is Andy, Decayed Andy. I have been joined by the man who's not from Florida, I found out today, but is an orange. It's Orange. Hey, Orange.
Hey, Arizona, yeah.
Yeah. I was going to make the comparison to the annoying orange, but you are not the annoying orange, thankfully. How is that even a thing? How did that stick around in the zeitgeist for as long as it did? Because it was awful. I thought.
To be fair, the only reason I know about it is because people were comparing me to it. So I don't particularly like it.
It always reminded me of a shit version of you might be too young for this. Do you remember the Thumb series? They did like Thumb Wars and Frankenthumb and stuff like that?
No, but I don't think I'm too young. Well, I was born in '81, so
Oh, okay. So thankfully, well, you just avoided them, which is for the best.
yeah.
I don't. They were quote unquote a comedy show where they parody the things, but with thumbs, very clever. Oh, it's not. But yeah, we're here today to talk about Transformers and Transformery things. Things were revealed this week. I didn't think anything was going to be shown, but we actually got a decent wob of stuff to talk about, which is always fun.
Yeah, an unusual amount of Hasbro stuff too.
Yeah, we were mentioning before the show started that I guess the next Hasbro stream is going to have as many reveals as the previous one, which is like none again. Really bad. Yeah. I don't blame them, but it's really unfortunate. Every time they do a reveal stream, they're always beaten out by the internet, either the day or the day before, and everything's revealed beforehand.
Yeah, I heard that is it Star Wars or Marvel that like reveals their figures before they're even like mass produced or something like that.
Do they? Oh god.
Yeah, I have no idea. And well, the Transformers should do that. Don't wait. I mean, if your plans change, then they change. It's fine. Ignore the people that gripe about it.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. Let's start off, though, with some DNA, everybody's favorite third-party upgrade kit. I guess. I don't know how well... Like, do you know if the zeitgeist of the DNA Designs upgrade kits are well-loved? Are they loved?
I heard some pretty good things about them. I don't hear any complaints. There has to be, but,
I would say their price. For me, it was always their price. That's why I've never bought one, because they're just way too expensive for what they are, I find.
Yeah, absolutely.
This is the DK53 upgrade kit for the Studio Series Rise of the Beast, Bumblebee, Wheeljack, and Mirage. So for Bumblebee, you get a new battle mask, a left arm cannon. For Mirage, you get new feet, leg fillers, and an extra arm cannon. And for Mirage, it's got Mirage twice, but one of them is Wheeljack. For whichever the other one is, you get arm blasters, and you can attach to the side of the alt mode. So let's have a look at this kit. Have you got any of these figures to start off with, Orange? I don't, obviously, because they're Studio Series, so they're not really my forte.
I actually don't collect live action figures.
Oh, okay. So this is all new to you, I suppose.
Yeah, it looks like RC got or is it even in the set? They have her picture there. I thought she was like dabbing. I guess not.
Oh, no, I think she's meant to be holding a gun out. That's the core class version, which is why she looks super wonky, I guess. But yeah, for the Wheeljack, he's got his arm cannons, which they say you can stick on the side of the alt mode, which looks a bit awkward. But for hand cannon things, yeah, okay, yeah, he's got gun hands. I guess he didn't come with any weapons before, right? I assume.
Probably not.
Yeah. Like you mentioned, pictured with the RC figure, the Bumblebee has the battle mask and the Stinger guns. I don't remember Bumblebee having those guns in the movie. Did he have those guns?
Oh, he wasn't in the movie that much.
Yeah, that's
probably though. I mean, he was in a couple battles, so probably.
I just don't remember that specific style, but like you say, he was in such a small amount of the movie. Who could say?
They fridged him. It's cool because it's Bumblebee, but yeah, they fridged him.
Yeah, and then he Jesused back right at the end of the movie.
Of course, yeah.
Because he's got to have the superhero moment. And then I guess the big thing that this kit is for upgrading the Mirage, because he seems to have quite a lot of legs. We have a before and after image, so you can see what the legs are filling in. And I guess the new feet as well, which I'm not sure how much better the feet are. They look like they've got a little gray tongue, like if it was a shoe over his foot. Like he's got an extra silver flap for the tongue, so it's hard to tell if there's a huge extra here.
A toe hat, let's be honest.
Oh, yeah, that's the one. Yeah, that's a better way to phrase it, yeah. Everything apparently stores away in the alt mode, which is fine and dandy and fine. But What do you think of this upgrade set? I think this feels a little bit like one of the more lackluster DNA kit upgrade sets, which is probably why they have 3 figures kind of all bundled together, at least upgrade kits for them bundled together in one go.
That makes sense, but I would understand the want for the live action figure collectors out there for like the arm cannons, which I suppose rarely comes with the figures. I don't know, but wheeljacks look particularly nice. I love that. It looks like some pretty good integration into the arms, which also always gets points from me. Yeah.
Yeah, I think the one that least integrates well is probably Bumblebee. It just looks like he's holding some guns, which is fine. But I think just because of the shape of Wheeljack's forearms, it does lend itself well to just kind of blending in with the actual shape of the guns, which is, yeah, that's nice. But do you have any thoughts on the Bumblebee battle mask? Are you a big bee mask fan or maskless?
I actually do like the mask better, and it's pretty cool that he got it. Yeah.
Yeah. I like I said, we don't know what the price on this is. It'll probably be, I guess, the standard DNA price for upgrade kits, which is $40 or more, maybe more, might be more, $60. Not entirely sure, but that's just a guess. We don't have the price. We don't have the release date is apparently in August, so it's tenuous. Sometime around August, this kit's going to come out. If you are a fan of any of these 3 figures, or you have all of them, I guess this might be the set for you. Let's see. People in chat. Welcome, people in chat. XL Hedge says, I do hope I have an easier time getting Swoop and Snarl. I had to drive 1 hour out of town and paid overprice for a used copy. Oh, God. Did you have to do that for your Swoop
I got in my pre-orders pretty early. Well, not Swoop yet, of course, but all 4 of the others, yeah, it was pretty easy for me.
Oh, well, that's good. Hopefully, I hear generally distribution around America can be very up and down depending on the state that you live in.
It is, yeah. It's very fortunate that I didn't have to go manually shop for it. That would have been a disaster.
We've also got a message from Big D. Evening, chaps. Hey, Big D. They're probably the best overall quality, but I know they do get grumblings for padding padding out some of the kits. Oh, this is DNA Designs. $50 or $60 is about the average for the prior multi-figure upgrade kits. Very glad I paid retail or under for Slag, Snarl, and Slag and Grimlock, all 4 of them beforehand. Yeah, I wouldn't pay over the price for the Dinobots. To be fair, I got like the GT1 on sale because I can't even do the standard price for them, to be fair. But yeah, next up, we got something kind of interesting, I guess. Masterpiece. We're finally getting another Masterpiece figure coming out. It feels like a long time since like a new not train bot for the Masterpiece range has been kind of announced, and this time it's going to be Super Jinrai. Not just Jinrai, Super Jinrai is going to be trailered up and everything, and with Haikyuu, if you want to go down the Americano route. There are only 2 images. These are usually stated on TFW to be possible rumors, even when they're this clear and obvious. This time, it seems like an official full reveal for the most part. Orange, Jinrai, Super Jinrai, Masterpiece. Is it a thing that you're going to be buying? It'll be expensive and big. That's good. Usually.
Well, I am glad to see it. I'm glad to see a Masterpiece Jinrai, but I don't collect Masterpiece. This does give me hope though for like a Generations Power Master Optimus Prime down the line.
That'd be nice. We haven't had one since Titan's Return. Well, Japanese Titan's Return because they don't class the American one.
Yeah, he definitely needs an upgrade from that.
Yeah. How do you think it looks? Because we have an image of the Power Master, the robot mode, in a few poses, the vehicle mode, and some more grainy images of the super form as well.
I'm not a fan of the like bulky torso, tiny arm look, and that looks like his arms are way too skinny to me. In super mode though.
Oh.
in standard Jinrai mode, he looks pretty nice. I gotta say, his little Power Master form, or God Master, whatever, he looks pretty nice there too.
Yeah, I would agree about the proportions on. Granted, these aren't the best images, obviously, for the super combined mode, but there's something about the proportions that look a bit on the odd side, I think is the best way to describe it. I don't know, again, if this is the way that the photos and angles of the image are, but yeah, it seems like his legs are really kind of slender as well. Is this how he looked when he was... I can't remember. What was the animation model for him? Let's see if
I'm pretty sure he looked like that in some scenes because it is G1.
Yeah, well, yeah, Japanese G1 as well. Let's see if I can find an image on the Google. Super Jinrai, if I can spell correctly. Rai? There we go. Super Jinrai. Let's see if we can find some images of him. There's Jinrai. No, this is, I'd say this image here. I mean, I don't know if you're watching the stream, but if you go for like the first image, he looks a bit more in proportion in a lot of the the few images I can see on screen at the moment. It might be one of those things where it's just making the toy and then making the real thing. Obviously, is two very different things, I suppose. But yeah, it reminds me the images that we do. Oh, I think I see which image that may be referencing. I think it's this one here, like when he actually combines for the first time, and he does have very slender arms and much longer legs and a tiny torso. So maybe that's the one they're going for, rather than some of the more standard proportioned kind of modes, I suppose. I don't know.
I do wish he had a smaller torso like that, but like you said, maybe it's just the picture.
Yeah. I guess we'll see when it comes out. Jinrai on his own looks really good, I suppose. I hope and pray for those who are going to be getting it. There aren't too many QC issues, as Masterpiece and it kind of known now for problems. Let's just say lots of problems.
I would call his aesthetic here anime mecha-esque because of the angles that you see on the legs, like the not diamond shape, but what is it called? Trapezoid? I don't know. You see what I'm saying, though, right? The whole thing, it looks like a sort of like an hourglass leg. Do you see?
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, like on the thigh, it's thicker, and then it kind of goes inwards to the knee, and then it goes back outwards for the shin. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, I get where you're coming from. Also, if you notice the pose for just like his standard stance, seems like they've got his like entire lower body section like thrusting out aggressively and erotically, which is again usually the hero anime kind of pose that I think was made famous by Reveltech figures, which were known for groin thrusting poses.
Yeah, I'd say. Well, some like anime has their like mechas are doing that. I can't think of any examples, but
I think Evangelion did that. As loath as I am to remind people of that show, I'm pretty sure some of their things have a lot of groin thrust.
I'm pretty sure that's like their aesthetic. They're just like naturally groin thrusted. It's like a permanent thing.
You might be right. Show of manliness and robot girth, I suppose. We have a message from Big D. Distribution is janky as fuck in the UK as well. The numbers of figures going to the discount shops in the north versus those in the south is irksome. What? I don't even know what goes to the discount stores in the north here, Big D. I don't even know what counts as a discount store where I could actually buy cheapo figures in the UK. I have no idea. He also says MP Jinrai is hella flex by Takara. Honestly, this looks like a lot nicer than the 3P Masterpiece Jinrais. There haven't been... I don't know. Have there been a lot of... Have there been a lot? I think there have been a couple. I can think of very stylized ones. And then some bad ones.
I can only think of one, but...
Which one?
Oh, and then I have no idea. I can't name them. I don't pay attention to the third parties, but there was also that one upgrade kit for the Titans Return one.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
I suppose it doesn't count as Masterpiece, but yeah.
Yeah. Big D says, I like my fully upgraded Titans Return Super God Jinrai perfect effects kit and all, but I would love to see Hashtag take another stab in Legacy. Yeah, as loath as I am to say it, I could see them doing it for a Kickstarter. I wouldn't want to see it as a Kickstarter. I'd like to see it as a standard release, but if that's the way the cookie crumbles, I suppose they might go down that route and say, well, we have to do it like this. I guess D could potentially justify it if you wanted to. Big D also says, in the cartoon, his legs could be very slender, much less blocky overall than of any of the Power Master Prime appearances in Western media. XL Hedge says, I just paid for HasLab Omega Prime. I can't be asked to pay close to $300 again for another Optimus Prime. Oh boy.
Yeah, I get that.
Bro, I've been buying windows and doors for my house this week. You don't know what fucking pain is. Holy shit. Now that's money. That's money that's just, I mean, I'm never going to see that again for a while. VCXZ says, yeah, legs look like it's from a Gundam.
Yeah. And about the HasLab.
Sorry, you were saying?
About the HasLab thing, I really wanted them to, because they updated the Brainmaster gimmick for Star Saber and the Breastmaster gimmick for Deathsaurus, but we haven't seen any like mainline stuff. You know, the what's the Japanese motivators? You know who I'm talking about.
It's not Land Cross, it's Road Caesar, that team.
Road Caesar, yeah. We didn't see a Road Caesar with that updated gimmick, and we didn't see Lyo Kaiser with the updated breast. So if they do this guy at Masterpiece, or not Masterpiece, HasLab, I do hope that they reverse engineer the Godmaster gimmick for the main line.
Yeah, that'd be interesting to see. And if it's going under the little license of crowdfunded, then there's no reason why they couldn't go all in on it. Make it a really good feature. One would hope, at the very least. So XL Hedge says, sorry, Andy, I rent. I don't have to pay for Windows. Good luck on that front. Yeah, I know. It's not fun. I can't recommend. I can recommend buying windows and front doors because they need to be done, but I can't recommend how much stress it causes you when you have to find out how much it costs. Should we move on, Orange? Should you want to say anything else about God Jinrai or Super God Jinrai? Oh, here's a question for you. Do you think they'll do a God Bomber? Because I don't know. I think they could.
They didn't do Victory Leo for the Masterpiece Star Saber.
That's true. That's true.
I don't know.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see because I don't know what you do to make a God Bomber worthwhile. You know, because I
Masterpiece,
yeah, I think it's quite hard to make a satisfying God Bomber figure that isn't just like kind of a half. No, I don't want to say half-ass, but he is just trousers and shoes and a backpack and a front pack for Jinrai. I don't begrudge him because that's what he's meant to be, but I don't know how you justify making that into a masterpiece, quote unquote, quality figure. I think that's quite difficult.
Yeah, Takara seems to want to stay with the more popular characters. They're not going to give us, say, a masterpiece. Let's see. Octo Punch.
Oh, they fucking should. If they were Chads, they'd do it.
Exactly.
I'd fucking get depending on the quality and the price, I'd be tempted by a Masterpiece Octo Punch. That'd be amazing.
I want a Masterpiece Hot House. Let's go.
Oh, yeah, no, because I don't want it to be overly complex. The Micromaster's fun resides in there being fun, small, and simple. I don't want the Masterpiece quality because it'd be overly complex. And I think that wouldn't be for me.
Yeah.
I like the idea of like them doing real Micromasters again. VCXZ says JT Prime says a masterpiece god bombing is coming. If I remember correctly, JT Prime is one of the people that gets a lot of the leaks anyway. So I guess maybe I'm wrong and stupid, and maybe they will just do a god bomber. I don't know how they're going to do it. I look forward to seeing it though. That should be pretty interesting. At the very least. Okay. Next story. New listings for a Beyblade collaboration and Origins Bumblebee getting a reissue. Now, we saw the Jazz, Buzzworthy Jazz, the Cybertronian Jazz, he got a reissue a few months back or something like that. So it makes sense that Bumblebee's getting a re-release as well, because he was a hard figure to get. As you know, the Buzzworthy line was not the easiest one to pick out because they were the only new molds and the people wanted them.
Yeah, especially this makes sense, especially since you could pretty much shove him inside Wheeljack's alt mode, right?
Yeah, that's what Wheeljack was designed to do, which I think is a small detriment to what Wheeljack is, you know, because he's got that huge backpack because of it. But yeah, it makes sense for them to do the Bumblebee. It's cool. Do you have him? Orange, or is he going to be one that you pick up in the future, do you think?
I actually do have him. I have him setting on my seed shelf with all the Cybertronian modes, and he looks really good with them. I got Jazz too.
I missed the Jazz and I didn't get the reissue. I should probably, if I'm smart, check it out on Hasbro Plus to see if he's there. I have a feeling he probably won't be. Although the Bumblebee has issues to him, I think it's one of the more fun and interesting Bumblebees we've had in years, because even though he's very, panels are everywhere on his robot mode, I think trying to do that alt mode and make it the G1 animation model, it was a hell of a task. And I think they did a reasonably decent job. He's a fairly fun toy, even if he does have just like crap hanging off of him. I think it's a good figure. My main issue is I wish the Energon rods he comes with could be held in his hand, or you could do something with them, because they're just awkward accessories that don't really fit anywhere,
Yeah, I do like how it was executed too, and I'm wondering if they could do a Volkswagen Bumblebee the same way, like put his kibble on his back and on his side of his legs. It wouldn't look that bad, yeah.
No, I don't think. I mean, I'd like to see that, but I don't think that would excite me as much as this did, just because this feels... I feel like we've had a lot of Bumblebees since the Transformers movie. There's just been this big Bumblebee push, and this feels different enough from your standard Bumblebee, because he doesn't just turn into a car, he turns into the, I don't know, future Frisbee thing, which I kind of like,
True,
I don't want to see another. I don't want to see another. It's like Optimus Primes. I'm kind of sick of Optimus Prime toys. I'm sick of Bumblebee toys, but this was the kind of more interesting thing, just because it's weird. What do you think of Beyblade, though? A Beyblade crossover? You a Beyblader? Do you spin to win? Or I don't know what the terminology for Beyblading is.
I was never a fan of it. I did watch the original anime, and it was a little entertaining at times for what it was. I don't like the idea of a crossover like this. I mean, I'm just gonna hope they don't transform, because that would like defeat the whole purpose. They would be not distributed. The weight wouldn't be distributed properly, and I don't think they would function as little spinny tops, right?
Yeah, like, I'm trying to think, like, do you just make... Because they've got the image of, like, the Beyblade logo, and they've got a dragon. So, in the show, or the series, does the dragon come out of the Beyblade? Or something?
I'm pretty sure it does. Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I remember. The little animals like just shoot out of the Beyblades, and I forget what they do. They do like anime stuff.
Anime bullshit. So maybe instead of doing the difficult thing of trying to make them into like spinning tops, maybe we do the animal incarnations from the Beyblade, and maybe we throw in a Beyblade with the set as well. So you get Beyblade, and then you get your Transformer, which is the soul of the spinning top or whatever nonsense
That
was
would be
happening in the show.
that would be a better idea. From what the description is, though, it says Transformers themed Beyblades. It probably is just Megatron and Starscream on the Beyblade somehow, like just their pictures.
Yeah, you're right. It does say first up a reissue of the Origin Bumblebee, and then it says next up it looks like we're getting a physical product of Transformers themed Beyblades, which granted isn't a lot to go on. I would hope it's more my idea than you're correctly reading that, and I just don't think that would be as good of an idea.
I think if they're just going to put pictures on the Beyblades, why not just the Autobot and Decepticon emblems, right?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I guess it depends what the crossover is. Is it going to be more like the fingerboard things that I talked about last week, or is it going to be more like the the Jurassic Park and the Back to the Future crossover stuff that we've had? I don't know. I don't know which way it's going to lean. But yeah.
We'll see.
Beyblades. I didn't know there was still a thing that anyone cared about.
I still see them in Walmart when I go in there.
Wow. That's an old line now, thinking about that. Yeah. Jesus. Okay, well, fair enough. Exel Hedge says, but Jinrai is Victory Leo. Yeah, yeah, that's true. If you want to go that way, yeah. I like to think that the different characters, I know they're not, but it just seems silly to me all the time. Big D also says that's a great bit of news for folks who miss the Origins Bumblebee. Yeah, definitely. I still, I still get very annoyed when I think that Bumblebee and Jazz were put into that Buzzworthy line because it was such a nothing line, and then you had two really interesting, unique toys in there.
Yeah.
I think it would have been interesting to do the Buzzworthy line and just have them all as this idea of the Cybertronian animation molds. We could have like the proper Tetrajet, and it maybe be better than the Siege one, which was crap.
Yeah, maybe, or at the very least, the reissue of the Siege Skywarp, which is super rare and like ridiculously expensive now.
Is it rare?
Preferably without the battle damage. Oh yeah, it's it was an Amazon exclusive, and it was sold out within not that long, maybe a couple months. I suppose after its release.
Is that the one that came with like 2 or 3 like Battlemaster Minicon things? Like the little weapon ones. Oh god, yeah.
It came with Pterodactyl, Scourge's Target Master dude. What was his name? Fracas or something, and one of Spinister's. I think it wasn't Singe. It was the other one, Hair Splitter.
They're all colored just like silver metallic gray, though, right?
It's generic. They weren't colored like their originals.
Maybe they could do Soundwave as the transforming lamppost, and because he doesn't have to transform too much, you just give him like the new laser beak with him as well. That'd be fun,
True.
They could make up modes, try and think of 80s design aesthetic, and then come up with modes for the rest of the crew. That could be kind of fun. I don't know. No. All right. I'd like the idea of that. Next up, we have, I think this is from JT Prime 17. We have a breakdown of spoiler listings, some people class these as, for 2025 Generations and Studio Series Wave breakdowns. So we'll go through 2 months, and then Orange, I can ask you what your opinion is on them. Granted, on screen, you just see a nice gray screen, so you'll have to trust me on this. So it says United Wave 5, January 2025. That's next year. So we got Core, Beast Wars Dinobot, Deluxe Sure Shot, Deluxe Cosmos, so it's a repackage, Deluxe G2 Breakdown. Wow, 2025 Breakdown? Okay. Deluxe Armada Wheeljack, Voyager Tarn, a repackage of Tarn for some reason in 2025. Voyager Ramjet, a repackage in 2025. Galaxy Shuttle, a repackage again. Okay. And G1 Overcharge. And then in April, there's Animated Wasp, Slingshot, Air Raid, Solus Prime, Primer, Armada Red Alert, G2 Grimlock, the blue one, and The Fallen. So January and April, Orange. What interests you there? Is there anything of those two selections?
I first like to comment that the whole Wave 5 dynamic, besides the like pushing back Dinobot and what was the other one? Sure Shot. That's a debatable whether that's good or not. But the rest, if they're doing repacks, it's good that they're doing repacks of popular figures because they're sought after, and they won't shelf warm again, right?
Was Ton super popular? I thought Ton was fairly easy to get. I know for a lot of people, Cosmos was difficult to get. Was Galaxy Shuttle and Ramjet hard to get?
Galaxy Shuttle was among the canceled wave, which was actually appearing.
Wasn't Galaxy Shuttle the one from the Speedia offshoot? He was the big one from that. He was the redo of Astro Train, right?
Scourge was the first one in the first wave. That one was released and saturated all over Walmarts. The second wave was canceled, pulled from Pulse right after the first little bit came out. The Voyager Hot Rod didn't even see the light of day. The two new deluxes, Crasher and Shadow Strip, and Galaxy Shuttle were seen very barely, but in the last before Christmas time, they were super saturated all over the discount stores over here. Though we saw a lot of the deluxes around town here. Didn't see Galaxy Shuttle, but Galaxy Shuttle was appearing in a lot of places around the country. So they did appear, but I would understand that they would still be rare for everyone else. And it's really good that they're re-releasing these guys.
Okay. Well, I wasn't sure how easy they were to get. I didn't mention that the January wave is called United, and then the April wave is called Wave 1, and it's called Primes. So I guess that's why we're getting the 13 kind of in there, which is fair enough. I think for me, the most interesting one from the January wave is probably Armada Wheeljack. He won't come with his minicon, which is a bummer. I think it's kind of a shame in a lot of ways that for the most part, most of the wave is redos. That's a bit of a shame. And G1 Overcharge. Which is Overcharge?
Blitzwing repaint. It's
okay,
the Quintesson one.
Yeah, the green
Quintesson,
one.
army builder. Which is, I think, a personal attack to me and my wallet because I will get at least 3 of them.
Do you think I don't think you'd need to rush out for him because I remember, at least here in the UK, Blitzwing hung around for a while because it's rough, let's say.
Yeah, it's he's not gonna sell out anytime soon.
No.
So
Yeah. What about the April wave with Wasp, Slingshot, Air Raid, Solus Prime, etc., etc. I think the Fallen could be quite interesting.
I'm
depending
so
if he's
hyped.
repaint.
Yeah, of course. My favorite aerial bots. Air Raid is in the set.
Oh,
and Red Alert, Armada Red Alert. I'm gonna be honest. The original toy was horrible, in my opinion, and I hope the new toy is not horrible.
Yeah.
I'm curious as to what the primes will turn out to be like. Solus Prime. I mean, is she gonna? Well, her hammer, I guess, came out in the Amazon stuff, right?
Yes.
So maybe she's gonna have just like a little plastic extra hammer, I guess.
Do you want to hear the worst case scenario?
Yeah, sure.
Worst case scenario, it's a retool of Alita 1 again.
Oh, I would. Yeah.
Like I say, worst case scenario, it's that mold again, but with a new head and a hammer with her.
Yeah, I'm hoping these would be what's the word everyone pre-tools for other non-prime figures. Your guess is as good as mine as to what they would be.
Yeah.
But,
I'm begging that it's new. Like Wasp, we know Wasp is Bumblebee. Slingshot and Air Raid, they have to be new. Solus Prime, we've said worst case scenario. Primer, I have no clue. I don't even know what Primer.
I don't even remember
what
he looks like.
No,
yeah.
exactly. Red Alert, well, that has to be new, as far as I'm aware. G2 Grimlock is a repaint, and the Fallen hopefully is a new one as well.
I hope he's not a repaint of like one of the leader Megatrons.
Yeah, I mean, what was the last leader Megatron we had?
Armada.
Oh yeah,
there was Armada, and then the leak for next year, the Studio Series. Yeah.
Oh, it could be a retool of Armada Megatron. Ew.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ew.
I'm sorry for putting that idea in your head, and now it's. Yeah.
That means the guy that made the shoulder upgrade kit for the first Armada Megatron has to make them for the Galvatron, and he has to make them for the Fallen, theoretically, because that figure is a good figure, but only if you buy the shoulder upgrade kit. I found. I got really annoyed when I got him out. I was like, why doesn't his fucking shoulders move? God fucking damn it. People in the chat said, Big D says that Prime Wave is going to be interesting to see. I agree. XL Head says, but will Overcharge come with with the hands? What do you think? Do you think it'll come with the giant hands? I think it should come with big feet, so you can mix and match big hands and big feet.
Oh yeah, why not? But the hands, I don't know. I mean, it'd be interesting if it's another type of accessory, but if they're the hands, then they're the hands. I would use them more on Overcharge than on Blitzwing, because like Blitzwing isn't known for like big Hulk hands, but Overcharge, he's like a brand new fresh character to most of us, at least. So let's just make him the big Hulk hand guy, right?
Yeah, he's a drone troop. It's just an extra weapon that the drones are given to. So he's a heavy drone, and the one without are just the normal drones. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. Those hands was baffling. I don't know what they were thinking with the hands, apart from they had more budget. Big D says, Andy, stop breaking your guest. I could feel Orange's soul leave his body when you said that. Nah, Reddy will... Reddy will... Sorry, what's that, Orange?
I just didn't want to disappoint you, and it's... we'll see.
We'll see, yeah.
Hopefully before next year, maybe around October, November, we'll see this wave. Yeah.
I'm hoping it'll be a nice surprise. Big D says Redler will be a redeco of the Cannonball. No, because the Cannonball figure is the deluxe figure. This will be a Voyager figure. So that's.
And we'll talk about Wave 3 soon, but in Wave 3 there's Voyager Flatline, and I think he's going to be a repaint of Armada Red Alert.
That makes sense. Yeah, Prime Wave 2, July 2025. We've got Crusher, which is another redo from the Velocitron set. We got Alchemist Prime, Swindle, RID, Skybite, Rescue Bots Heatwave, which is probably the final time, or the last time we're going to get the Bulkhead mold from Wave 1 of Legacy. It has to be that. It'd be weird if it wasn't. And then the last one, Onyx Prime, which is weird, because Onyx Prime has a very unique and different alt mode. So that has to be unique, because it's a giant griffin bird thing.
Isn't he? Yeah, he's the centaur.
Yeah, griffin bird centaur thingy-madoo, yeah.
And I'm going to speculate that the centaur mode is actually his beast mode. And that he has a proper two-legged robot mode.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, I think that's probably the right way to do it, yeah. I don't know what he has to be a pre-tool of something, though.
If he is what I'm speculating, maybe he's going to be maybe he's going to share a mold with like Cybertron Scourge.
Oh yeah, I was thinking like Prime Predaking, but that could work as well, like big dragon transformer.
Yeah, exactly. And they could, if his centaur mode is the alt mode, they could just replace the like humanoid torso with a big dragon head, right? Or 3 in either of these cases.
The lame idea would be if they somehow do a lot of remolding and they remolded the Beast Wars Transmel to Megatron. I don't know how they do it, but I only mention that because it's like they haven't used that for anything yet. It's a mold that they haven't touched. So what could they do?
I mean,
You know,
Cryotech is right there. Cryotech is low hanging fruit, and they could like give him accessories to make him into like Beast Wars Megatron, right?
Yeah. Oh, Beast Machines, you mean?
Beast Machines,
yeah.
So they could do stuff with them. They don't need to do this with them.
No, I'm just thinking of like, I'm thinking of the most disappointing things they could do because Onyx Prime is not well known. I don't know. This is why I'm interested. Are they going to disrespect the Primes? Like I feel they've disrespected Armada and Animated and Prime, and I suppose. No, just those two. Yeah, just those two specifically. I really want to see the Skybite. I think Skybite could be really interesting. We haven't had a good Skybite figure ever.
I'm looking forward to him. But Heatwave's interesting. I think that there's a possibility, and hear me out, that he could be a retool of the animated Prime mold.
You think so? I could see it. I think the only reason I'd say no, but it does make a lot of sense. The only reason I'd say no is because they're both very close to each other. But as I'm saying that, I'm hearing the word, but it's easy to do it. They're both fire trucks. Who cares?
Yeah. And here's another one. This is very far-fetched, and I know it's reaching. It's really reaching out there. But what if he's a new mold and he is like a pre-tool of Nexus Prime's torso, which is Shattered Glass Heatwave?
Oh, okay. That'd be interesting. I mean, like he's the pre-tool.
Yeah, he's only a Voyager though, so he'd be like the level of Combiner Wars torsos, right? But I think that's, like I said, a reach, but I think it's a possibility.
It could be interesting, I suppose. In October. Sorry, go ahead.
Like with Swindle coming out, maybe G1 Swindle, and the aerial bots coming out, there are more limbs for Nexus Prime. So,
well, here's the interesting thing with Swindle. It doesn't state which Swindle it is. We assume it's G1 Swindle, but there's animated Swindle, there's Cyberverse Swindle.
There's Earthspark Swindle. Yeah,
there's Earthspark Swindle. I don't think they do Earthspark. Earthspark seems to be not included in the legacy stuff since it's the current Transformer show. So I like logically in my brain, I see Swindle. I go, oh, G1 Swindle. Of course, it's G1 Swindle, but it might not be, which could be a bit of a shame as well. I think that would disappoint people if you did Swindle and it wasn't, leading towards a Bruticus. I'd be sad anyway. In October, there's going to be Micronus, Venom. That's cool. Skydive, Fireflight, Alpha Trion, and Flatline. Now, you said you thought Flatline was going to be a redo of Armada Red Alert, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. Alpha Trion, who fucking knows? Who fucking knows?
And Micronus, I really want him to be a Micromaster or a Minicon that size. So like in my ideal scenario here, the deluxe Micronus would be like his little tiny, but with like power armor to like bulk him up. Yeah.
Like maybe you do a retool or a reissue of one of the Earthrise bases, and you retool like maybe the chest to then house like a little Micromaster core class figure inside of it. That could be fun.
Yeah. Or like I think Slammer doesn't have a retool yet. Maybe his limbs.
Oh man.
Yeah. I don't know.
Bring back Slammer. Orange is like bring back Slammer. Slammer deserves love.
He's good mold.
For me, the most interesting one's Venom. I think in that wave, personally, I would have put down a reissue of Ransack, personally. Just so you could be like, there you go. Sorry he was in a shitty 5-pack that no one fucking wanted, or 4-pack where he was really the only one most people would care about generally. Here he is reissued. There you go. Now you can have all the deluxe Insecticons. It's not the case, obviously, but I can live and dream.
And it was posted on TFW, some sort of conversation between one of the members and I believe it was Mark Mayer that Venom is if they do Venom, this is how he said it. If they do Venom, he's going to be a new mold, and this leaks. So
good.
yeah,
I don't know what you could do him into though, because he's like is he a cicada? Is that what he turns into?
yes.
Yeah. So I don't know what else you could turn him into. A big robot cicada kind of is what it is. I don't think you can really add things to it to make it like a plane or something, as far as I'm aware.
Maybe, I don't know, maybe one of the primes.
That's Micronus. He's a big cicada.
I mean, what alt modes would they have, right?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, that's a fair point. Could be anything. Who knows? Who knows? Exelhead says, given the leaks, Alchemist Prime may be a mix-up of Constructicons and aerial bots. What do you think of that as an idea?
I think he means the Nexus Prime, right?
I guess, yeah.
Well, I mean, if they decide to do the 86 Constructicons as like modular, like Scramble City, then I could see it. But I don't see Studio Series 86 doing something like that with with a combiner that didn't have that in the first place, right?
That makes sense. Yeah. Speaking of Studio Series, Wave 1, we're going back to January. We have Hatchet, the Deluxe's Hatchet, Double Punch, and Bumblebee. It's from the third movie, the seventh movie, and then the sixth MV6, movie 6. Voyager, Optimus Prime, PR, so the seventh movie, Optimus Prime, is getting a repackage. Voyager, War for Cybertron, Skywarp. Okay. Yeah, the Game of Series, of course. And then Leader, 86 Galvatron, and Rise of the Beast, Apeling. I think we've known all about these ones, I think we've also speculated on most of them. It's just like, yeah, makes sense. April's going to be the fourth movie, Widowmaker, which was weird, sexy robot dominatrix lady, which I'm sure there's no porn of. 100% guaranteed there's no porn of her. Guaranteed. TF3Q, the Nightmare Face Robot Man. 86 Perceptor package refresh. I remember that stuck around for a long, long time, so I'm interested in seeing being brought back again. Wolf Cybertron Ironhide. TF1 Sentinel Prime. We still haven't seen anything from Transformers 1. Good luck to that getting out this year. Or if it's not coming, if it is coming out this year, we haven't seen anything for it. That's a really bad sign. And then Leader Transformers for Optimus Prime, because we haven't had an Optimus Prime. And the third movie's package refresh of Shockwave. Anything in those two waves that tickles your biscuit, Orange?
I'm really curious about that 86 Galvatron because it'll most likely be. I mean, let's look at this objectively. That Kingdom mold was such a shelf warmer. Like there hasn't been a shelf warming Galvatron like that since Titan's Return.
And yet they did it again for Legacy and again for like two not HasLab, what do you call them? Generation Select figures as well.
Yeah.
They really trundled that mold out. And the one I got is broken because it's got one of its pieces in backwards. And it's not one of the pieces that you can knock out either. It's stupid.
If this is a new mold, it better be damned good and like 100% accurate to the movie. Because if someone has Galvatron in their collection, anyone really, they're not going to want this one.
No.
They're going to keep their Kingdom Galvatron, right?
Yeah, it's again, like, is it really bad if they just release the Kingdom one like a fifth time?
How many are they going to sell? I mean, either way, if they're a new mold or a new or a repaint, it's not going to sell.
No, it like you say, it needs to be good. It needs to be good. I don't know what you really do for Widowmaker, right? What do you do for Widowmaker? Wait, no, I'm thinking, who is Widowmaker? Because I'm the lady with the weird whip tongue was from the second movie. That was Revenge of the Fallen. So who's Widowmaker?
There's concept art of her. She's like I don't remember. I didn't pay attention to her.
Transformers Widowmaker. Who the fuck is Widowmaker? Oh, I've seen it. Okay, I've got images of it. It looks like what I would have thought the robot lady with the tongue would have been, but then they've just like, it's not. It's more like species.
Okay, so she has like a tail, looks
Yeah.
like?
Yeah, so I assume it's
Hmm.
the same robot from the first movie. It's just like she's got a real a real mode. Yeah, legit.
Oh,
The design for her
oh,
looks like the alien from Species when she's in the alien form.
yeah.
If you've seen that movie,
I'm kind of hyped for War for Cybertron Ironhide. He was cool.
Einheit, he's all right. Yeah, yeah, he's one of the better designs in that game, I think. At least from the multiplayer perspective. And then
Yeah.
he'll get done into Ratchet because why wouldn't he?
Absolutely.
Wave 3, this is the July wave. We have Transformers 1 Starscream. All right. 86 Bone Crusher, a repackage of 86 Jazz, which feels like that mold has been used many times. I don't think he was ever a shelf. Well, no, he was a shelf warmer. But okay. War for Cybertron Thundercracker, War for Cybertron Scrapper, and 86 Megatron, which is the first, if it's a new mold, the first Megatron. It has to be a new mold because it's a leader. The first new Megatron we've had, G1 Megatron in quotations, we've had in a long time since Siege. Siege was the last new mold.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's interesting that Scrapper is a Voyager. I don't know if we talked about that before, but there's a deluxe Constructicon in this wave and a Voyager.
Yeah, one's an arm, one's a leg. So I guess they're making the legs bigger for Devastator? Which
I think
guess
it
makes
has
sense.
to do with kibble. I think he just comes with more kibble.
Yeah, because
my guess.
He'll probably have bits for the thighs to store. If not more, some of the waist, right? I would assume.
Yeah. And about Megatron, he is I'm 99% sure he's going to be a tank.
Yeah, well, yeah.
I mean, I'm not going to get into it, but a lot of people ruin the fun for everyone else, and we just get a tank Megatron instead of a gun, and yeah, we got to live with it.
Yep, it's not the 80s anymore, unfortunately. It's a bummer. We have a message from Exelhedge. If 86 Galvatron is a Kingdom reissue, it'll be disappointing because he's not in scale with Hot Rod. It's not one of the issues I would have, but that's a fair point. There isn't a Rodimus for him to fight, also a fair point. Plus, I still want Marvel comic colors. No, Andy, the OG toy colors don't count. Oh yeah, because yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah,
that actually that is a good point. What I would want from an 86 Galvatron is a scale, whether it's like scaling down the Kingdom. I don't care. I want a Galvatron that's as tall as Rodimus Prime and shorter than Kingdom Cyclonus.
Yeah, maybe not as fat because like if you look at that Galvatron, he's a bit on the porky side.
Yeah, he's looks like he's been lifting. Honestly, he's stout.
See, I would describe him as like 40-year-old Galvatron versus 20-year-old Galvatron. He's like he's let himself go a little bit.
Mode.
Yeah. He's like a football coach at your local high school. It's like he used to be fit, but he doesn't care anymore. He smokes a lot. And then the last wave is in October. We've got the War for Cybertron Oddbot Soldier. That'll be fairly dull. 86 Scavenger, which is, again, another arm. 86 Mixmaster, which is, again, a Voyager, so it looks like that's kind of continuing. And then a repackage of 86 Grimlock, which might have a redo to the paint deco, presumably, to make it more in line with the cartoon color scheme. Or maybe it'll just be a fresh, just like here he is again, I guess. I don't know.
Hopefully he don't come with wheelie. Instead, maybe the swords. Maybe if we're lucky.
Oh, from the new one that's coming out, the comic version. Yeah, that would make sense. Exactly. Yeah, I'd be more down for that than the shitty wheelie, because that wheelie was, boy, it was rough. I would like him to be slightly recolored because the original Studio Series one is more colored to look like the toy than he is the comic, the movie
with the gold chest.
Yeah, so maybe they could do something there. I don't know. And then it's got A-level AST 2, whatever the fuck that means, July 2025, and then it says Deluxe Dev Optimus and Deluxe Transformers 1B-127. So Bumblebee, Cybertronian mode, and whatever development Optimus Prime, I guess.
Devastation, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, that's way more logical. Devastation Optimus Prime, which is just G1 Optimus Prime, but a deluxe version of him.
Yeah.
All right.
The AST, I'm pretty sure, stands for assortment, which doesn't make any sense. There's only 2 of them.
Yeah, unless there's just more to come, I suppose. Maybe this is all that's leaked so far. Big D says, I just tossed Wheelie and Daniel in the drawer. Wow. And Excel Hedge says, new Grimlock without big black gun, without a giant black chest window, ? I don't know why he said big black gun, because of course he'd still have his big black gun, I'd hope. Yeah. Those are the rumors for next year. It seems like it's a reasonably okay year. There's not, granted, I say that there's not a lot that I would be gagging for unless the primes are really interesting, I suppose. You know,
I'm cautiously optimistic.
I'm more cynical. But
I don't blame you now.
I look forward to being proven wrong. I always go in like much more sour and then hope for like sweet nectar. But sometimes it's just piss water. Anything else you wanted to say about that list? Are you good with that, Orange?
Oh, let's see. I think about the War for Cybertron jets, the Skywarp and Thundercracker. I hope Hasbro learned their lesson from that and just at least painted her out around the cockpit. I saw pictures of I think the Reaper labels on them, and it makes the cockpit look millions of times better. It looks a lot nicer. So I hope they get actual paint around the cockpit this time.
That'd be nice. Yeah. No, I'd prefer that as well, to be honest. Not everything needs to be translucent plastic. Translucent plastic doesn't make it better. Hasbro seems like they think it does. Because doesn't animated Bumblebee, isn't his like entire chest like translucent plastic? I think he is, right? Or it is.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
It's like that should just be yellow. Just paint it yellow. Oh, sorry, mold it yellow. It doesn't need to be painted yellow. It might be the same idea that they did with the Sunstreaker, like where his chest was translucent, and now the new issued version of him is hard plastic. So maybe they'll do that with Bumblebee animated in the future. There's a new collab listing for Star Wars and Knight Rider crossover. So Transformers crossed over with Knight Rider for a collaboration, which is going to be the 1st of August this year, with the good old Kit or Car. Because Car would make sense, because Car was voiced by Peter Cullen. So, for those that didn't know. I only know that because my friend Chris is a big fan of Knight Rider, and he said, "Oh, that's that Optimus Prime bloke you like," and I was like, "What? I guess, yeah." And Kit's a famous car, making it a transforming robot, maybe with a David Hasselhoff robot face. That kind of makes sense, I can see that.
Wow. They don't even need to make a new character. It's just Kit.
Yeah, just Kit, and he's emulating David Hasselhoff. That's why it looks like David Hasselhoff, because he admires him for whatever reason.
Just a human head that looks exactly like
flesh colored as well. Not even a robot, it's just flesh colored head. Oh god. And then it says Transgen Collab 3 Transformers X Star Wars. And I don't know about you, but I have nightmares about those old crossover Star Wars toys. How bad they were.
I'm thinking it might just be a reissue of one or so. I don't know.
Wasn't the Yoda the only one people said was actually good? I think.
I have no idea. I don't even remember. I remember like there was like a small. I don't know the spaceship names in Star Wars. I'm not a Star Wars fan, but there was like a small one that turned into a thing. I don't remember. There was a Darth Vader Death Star one. That's what I remember.
Yeah, and there was a Millennium Falcon that you could split, and it was Han and a Chewie robot as well. None of them were well received. None of them, except maybe Yoda. I think the Yoda one was well loved. I've got an image of him on screen, but it still looks crap. But who knows? Maybe the new Stab in the Dark will lead to a better Transformers collaboration with Star Wars. I suppose. I guess depending on what Star Wars you cross it over with.
Watch it be grumpy old Luke Skywalker.
Comes with blue energon and a titty. Jesus. The packaging just says, "Let me die, please." I don't want to be here anymore. Big D says, how have we only just gotten to the Knight Rider collaboration? Probably because, let's be honest, like, what the fuck is Knight Rider to anyone under a certain age in this day and age? You know? Like Top Gun has more relevancy. I think all of their other things, for the most part, have more cultural relevance. I'm trying to think of any of the crossovers that don't have more cultural relevance.
Wait, are we getting a new Knight Rider series, or is that not a thing? Yeah, I mean, we got a new Top Gun movie, right?
Yep.
I mean, yeah. So I don't know why. I mean, I dig it. I might actually pick this up, but I don't know why they're doing it.
I can tell you why you might not. If it's the same quality as the Top Gun figure, which looked shit. That looked really bad. That looked like a knockoff. If it's like that, I don't think it'll do well. If it's more like the rest of the kind of crossovers, it might do okay.
It looked to me like an oversized knockoff of a G2 Cyberjet.
Oh, the Cyberjets were better than that. Come on, man.
I mean, yeah,
I love
they
the
were.
Cyberjets.
Well, maybe like Cybertron Thundercracker. That might be a little closer.
Ooh, yeah. Ooh, yeah. It does. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, you've just hit a nail for me. I don't think it's like 1-to-1, but I'd need to look at images. But for some reason, just like thinking about it and not seeing images makes me go, yeah, that's kind of right in my head. Poor Cybertron Thundercracker. I don't think he'll ever get any love with his stupid giant gun.
maybe repaint retool of someone in the deluxe class, Decepticon jet of some sort. Yeah,
I think it's that giant gun arm. Like, what do you do for that? Because it's so unwieldy, and it's not like it was like he had a hand there. It's like that thing was just a gun.
Yeah, so that was such a bad idea.
Yeah.
And it didn't even look like a cool gun, like Shockwave's gun arm, right?
No, it was just the top of a jet, just like stitched onto your forearm with no hand. It was a real bad choice for him. Big D says, now make him resemble the voice of the voice actor for Kit. So hang on, Big D. So you want a Kit transformer that just transforms into Peter Cullen? I mean, it could work, but it'd be strange. XL Hedge says, I only had an Ahsoka and Yoda. I didn't know they did an Ahsoka crossover transformer, but I guess that makes sense. Big D says, I bought the Millennium Falcon that crumbled from GPS. Oh, no. At a car boot sale as part of a job lot. The Death Star was a lot better, though. Flipped one of those from the same lot for £50. Damn, look at this motherfucker going around, like, ripping people off.
Okay, yeah. Go you.
He also says, have Hasbro been bugging Glenn Larson for his properties? Q Airwolf, I know Airwolf. I don't know Blue Thunder. What's Blue Thunder?
Doesn't ring a bell.
A-Team. I know A-Team. Magnum PI. I know that. And Street Hawk. What's Street Hawk? Street Hawk. Okay. Do you know what Street Hawk is, Orange?
No.
Okay. I've already thought of an idea of what Street Hawk could be. I want to tell it to you. But do you want to throw out, if you had a TV show in the 80s called Street Hawk, what would it be about? I've got an idea already.
In 80s, absolutely a hawk with wheels, and it's like a sentient. That's God. 80s. Come on, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, I guess my idea is a bit more 90s, but it's about a skateboarder who solves crime, and it's like a great cop thriller. You know, that's the skate, and his name is Lieutenant Hawk. You know, he's part of the police force. Like Tony Hawk, but what if Tony Hawk solved crimes?
Oh, okay.
And broke his legs on every episode.
Like one of those, Chuck Norris cartoon, or like the Jackie Chan Adventures. Just like Tony Hawk has his own cartoon now. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And he has crossovers with Matt Hoffman. So, you know, it's his rival Matt Hoffman. Goddamn BMXs. Or something like that.
Okay.
That would be my guess what that was. So, Next up, we have the reveals from WonderCon, which I didn't know WonderCon was going on, nor did I think we'd have any reveals, but we have images of Swoop and a few other doodads. We had some like teaser images, and by teaser images, they would literally just, here's a cartoon image and a space bridge, which are, ooh, wow. Some of them didn't even get like 2D artwork. Some of them just got like text. Feels super lackluster. We'll go through them. Those were space bridge reveals were called Rid Sideburn. I mean, no shock. It's the correct version of the what's the name? Orange. What's the name?
Shadow Striker.
Shadow Striker. Yeah.
Honestly, I wouldn't call anything about that mode correct.
No, it was a mess. It should be fine for Sideburn. Hopefully.
I mean, hopefully. I just think it's too, I don't usually call a car tall, but that car was too tall.
Wow, really? Okay. I didn't know that was one of the issues. Right? Yeah. I didn't know that was one of the issues. I knew, obviously from looking at the pictures of the robot mode, I was just like, well, that's not Shadow Strike. It just doesn't look like her at all.
Yeah. Obviously that, but look at Sideburns' original car. It was more wide than tall, right?
Yeah, it's a sports car, so it's meant to be stupidly low to the ground, where if you're old, you can't get into them. Yeah.
Yeah, and this is just disproportionate as heck. I mean, it's not even. It doesn't even match Shadow Striker, Cyberverse Shadow Striker's proportions. It's just not good. I mean, I was talking to a Shadow Striker Shadow Striker friend friend of mine, and she likes the head sculpt, but nothing else. And I kind of agree with that. Yeah,
I think that's fair. There was nothing wrong with the head. It's just was on the completely wrong body. Which again, it's a shame because I think Shadow's a strike. I don't really care for Cyberverse, as I've said before, but I think Shadow Strike is one of those designs where you could easily pull it out of that show and make her into a really interesting figure and character. She's kind of like Lockdown from Animated, asymmetrical, kind of mismatched parts here and there, kind of almost looks like a Junker war veteran, and you could do good stuff with them, but yeah.
She would have been a great weaponizer alongside the Junkions of the line, right?
Yeah, that could have worked. Yeah, no, let's not. I guess that's Hasbro. We've also got Car Cybertronian, if I can speak, Hotshot. This was one of the text things, so if that's a new mold, yeah, it's fun. Then he had very big shoulders originally. I'm sure he'll have very big shoulders again. He had a very good alt mode in the original toy.
Yeah, I can't see what mold he would use if he's not an original mold. And apparently he comes with a cyber key according to leaks. So
I mean, all right. His Cyber Planet key did nothing on the original toy. He popped out little wings on the side of his back, and that was it.
Yeah, but the cyber key that Velocitron Override should have came with. But
yeah, that's a good point. She didn't come with one, did she? Or he, depending on which version you're talking about. Yeah. Interesting. Infernac Nucleus. Who's Infernac Nucleus?
New character. I mean the Rock Lord guys. I'm digging them. Yeah.
Oh, it's a rock guy. I didn't even put that together. Infernac, rock. Yeah, I'm stupid. My bad.
I fear that there's only going to be 3 molds of them in the 3 molds that are out now, but I dig them, and I would love if there were more than 3 molds, but not hoping.
So with the name Infernac, are we going to assume that this is maybe the black car one, and he's just going to be kind of painted magmary red, I assume?
Yeah, definitely. I heard it was white, like a crystal, some sort of crystal or something. But
really, with a name like Infernac, Infernac to me sounds fiery.
Oh, the Infernac is the universe they're from.
Oh, so. That's weird. Okay, fair enough. So
In front,
Nucleus is his name, or its
yeah,
name. All right, and it's white. It's going to be like a white rock.
yeah.
All
Hope
right.
hope it looks good.
Yeah. Stone people, fair enough. And then the last one is Voyager Vector Prime. Again, I would assume logically this would be maybe a pre-tool for one of the primes.
I mean, he is a prime, so
Yeah, well,
probably.
sorry, I should have been more specific for and said maybe for like Alpha Trion or something, because that kind of you
Yeah,
could probably work with that, make that.
I can see it. I can. Well, it is. The leak said it was Cybertron Vector Prime, but the image there is aligned Vector Prime.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, I think it's I think I know what you mean, but I can barely tell what that image is looking at it. I can see his like Cyberplanet key force chip. I can't really make out the actual image of him. It's not a very good image they've taken because it's just a photo of a screen. But I see what you mean. I really like the original Vector Prime. I think it's a great little toy still, as long as it's the Japanese one, not the crap American version that people got.
Agreed. Yeah, he was a decent toy, and I would just love a reissue of him with basically a missing link Vector Prime. That's what I want.
That'd be nice. Yeah. That could be interesting. The main important one, they showed obviously other stuff at the show, but we've already seen in-hand images of these things. So we got to see Game of Sideswipe, Bumblebee Sideswipe, Bumblebee Shockwave, I think it is. But again, we've kind of talked about those. So the real big kind of interesting thing is we got to see Swoop, Studio Series Swoop, the last one that people need to get to finally, after 5 years, complete the Dinobots. How do you think Swoop turned out? Do you like it? He does come with 2 swords, which is nice. So one of those swords is for Grimlock, actually, looking at it. Yeah. One of the swords is a Grimlock sword, and one of it's his.
Okay, so in my opinion, he looks gorgeous. I was hoping for like a huge wingspan on him, and obviously he did not get that.
No,
but I like the way he turned out, regardless, because to me, this aesthetic to him makes him look. He's like really chubby. It makes him look like a late G1 figure, like. You see what you know what I'm saying? Like he's one of those like bulky like they could have been thinner, but it kind of has a nice it's kind of charming, right?
Yeah, I think the idea that I wouldn't say he's chubby. I think the idea is like maybe his chest is way too broad, and it could have been broad in a little bit, and that would have like toned him down. Because when I think of Swoop, I don't think of like gym body like Swoop. But I guess he probably fits in with the rest of the line because they're all pretty chunky, if I remember right.
Yeah, I think they're doing what they done with Studio Series Slag and made his chest come inwards, like collapse inwards for the alt mode, and because the middle chunk like folds out into the head.
Yeah, I think you're probably right, to be honest. I don't really mind the wingspan too much on him, but I see what you're saying. It might have been nice if it was a little bit bigger. Shockingly, even though these are in-hand images, they're not a huge amount of images of his robot mode in various poses. There's only really a couple. I think this looks good. If you I'm assuming most people have been gagging to finally finish off the Dinobots. It does have the same waist hip area that we see from who I can't remember the name of the designer. So again, I'm not a big fan of that hip design, but if you are, it's more of it. Do you like those hips? I've never been a fan of the way that they look.
Well, I always test my figures out by kneeling them. If they can kneel properly with one knee on the ground and don't look goofy, then they pass the kneeling test. And this type of hip almost always comes through. But as for aesthetic, I mean, I don't mind it, but it could be better, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, no, I can understand. You like the playability, but yeah, for me, it's just like visually, I just think it looks it just doesn't look quite right. I don't know. I think there are better ways to do it, but I understand why it's chosen because it does help for articulation and whatnot. XL Hedge says, why does he come with swords when everybody else had their show weapons? Probably because people complained, where's Grimlock's sword? And they're like, well, here it is. Have his sword.
I just remember what Grimlock's sword looks like, what Snarl's sword looks like, but I couldn't even tell you if that sword, the other sword, is actually Swoop's. I don't know what it looks like. So
yeah, no, I don't know what his sword looks like either. But I do know Grimlock's for some reason. That one stuck in my head. I'm gonna assume the other sword is his, but
and interestingly enough, I think this is a different sword, a Grimlock sword mold, than the one that comes with the comic Grimlock.
Is it?
I noticed the 5mm peg there is on the diamond shaped part of the hilt and not the wide. Whereas the one on the comic in the comic set, it's a little lower on the like guard on the hand guard there.
Yeah.
So I don't know why there's two different molds of a Grimlock sword, but yeah.
No, I get what you're saying. Big D says, I was worried they give Swoop the huge wingspan at the expense of overall size of the figure in the robot mode. This looks like he'll sit well with the rest of the team. I mean, Swoop does come with 2 honking great rocket launchers, so he has way more gear than any of the other Dinobots. Yeah, that's also a fair point. I assume you can probably pop off the missile launchers and he can probably hold them, I would assume. It would be weird if you couldn't, right?
Yeah, I mean, they're still on the wings in robot mode, so I mean, I don't doubt that they can come off, but I'm just saying they are in the same place that they are in alt mode.
No, that's true. Yeah. No, I would assume you could just do it just because he has pegs on the side of his shoulders, but that could just be for playability with other things. But no, yeah, maybe he got them, maybe he don't got them. He does have a peg in the back. Well, he's got 3. He's got a peg in the center of his back, and then 2 in his anus region. So I guess you can peg 1 sword or a couple of swords on his back if you want to as well, seemingly. But
I mean, let's be honest. All of these 5mm ports, they're just for weaponizers.
For the most part, yeah.
Standard. Yeah, that's like standard since Siege, And I don't know why a Dinobot would use a weaponizer or need one.
Oh, there's an image further on of the missile launchers where you can unpeg them from his back, and there's an image of him holding them in hand. I didn't even see those ones, but yeah, you can do that.
Good. I tried a weaponizer on Grimlock, and it just looked goofy, so...
We have the ports, but it just doesn't look good. It just looks weird, right?
Yeah, I mean, whatever hovers your craft. Right?
Yeah, that's fair. And then, like I said, they had the in-hand images of other figures that we've talked about before. We can just move on. Here is a weird and pretty interesting collaboration crossover. The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle collab figures, or figure. This is the Turtles party van, whatever. And it has the ability to be any of the turtles. So Leonardo, Donatello, Raphael. So if you want to have the real experience, you got to buy 4 of these. If you wanted to know, he's going to be about 7 inches tall. So Voyager-ish scale, right? Yeah, that's about Voyager scale. Yeah.
About Voyager Cyclonus, yeah.
Yeah, and it's going to be out on the 15th of July. So relatively soon. It's not too far off, really. It comes with... the accessories, it comes with 4 different head pieces, so you can have orange head, red head, purple head, or blue head for each of the turtles. Comes with nunchucks, sai, a bow staff, and then 2 katanas, obviously, so you can kit out your turtle with whatever weapons is appropriate, or you just want to give everything to one particular turtle. I think this looks really good. The party party van looks like what I imagined the cartoon one did. It looks pretty accurate from my vague recollection. Granted, that's a CG image. The turtle without the mask on looks a bit weird. And it looks like you can leave the front of the van on the chest if you want. So I'm guessing it can do a bit of parts forming. What do you think of this set, Orange? Do you like it?
I love the way it looks,
Yeah.
but
Oh.
it's really expensive. I mean,
How much is it? I didn't mention, sorry.
It's almost liter. I think it's like between 50 and 60 USD.
Ooh.
And
you gotta get 4 of these.
If they were cheaper, I would get 4.
If they were $25 each, so it's 100 for all of them. Yeah, okay. Yeah. But no, 60 each.
I wasn't expecting the whole bandana swapping gimmick. I think that's really nice. It comes with all their weapons. And it's a unique mold. It looks like a really good mold. I don't know. It's just too expensive for me. I like pre-ordered them as soon as I could without looking at the price, and then I went back and I'm like, no, sorry, and then I canceled.
I gotta say that doesn't seem like you, because like as long as we've been like talking on Discord and stuff, you pre-order and you just like done. It's pre-ordered. I'm getting it. I don't think I've heard you say you've canceled many pre-orders. Is that fair to say?
I have not. No, the last time I canceled a pre-order was Studio Series 86 Ultra Magnus.
Oh, okay. Why did you cancel that one out of interest?
Scale, pretty much. I'm just a big scale nerd. I have to have everything in at least vague scales. So if you look at it, yeah, that's about right. Okay, but he was just too big. He was bigger than a Dinobot. I think I don't feel right when Ultra Magnus is taller than a Dinobot.
Okay. One of the interesting things as well, it seems that you can pull off the weird turtle shape thing on the front of the van, and it's a little pizza thing. That's kind of fun. So you can order a little tiny pizza. It seems like it's got playability. Simon Tang says $49.99. I suppose that's dollars. So that's, if you want each individual turtle, that's $200. That's a lot, if you ask me. That's a hell of an amount.
Yeah, and BMAC was all like, and you have to have one in alt mode, and you have to have one without the mask. He literally said, so you can buy 6 of them.
Fuck off. No. If you have that much money, you can give me that money. I want that money. I can't do that.
Look, what I'm about to say may sound like a grave insult to this figure. I swear it's not. I swear. I would rather buy 4 overcharges.
Yeah, but yeah, but you say you really want to do it because you really like overcharge, so that makes sense. But I see why you say that, because most people will be like, "Fuck overcharge." You actually want overcharge.
I like the true builders. What can I say?
Yeah. Yeah, this is a lot, a little bit too much. XL Hedge says, Andy, 5 for each robot modes, 6 if you. Oh yeah, that was XL Hedge who said that. It's 6 if you want to display them in vehicle mode. Okay, that's crazy. That's crazy. I mean, there will be people who do that. There will be. It's a shame. Yeah. Again, if these were like 25 each, deluxe priced on them, maybe I could justify buying 4 of them, being like £100 for 4 of them, and being like, I've got all 4 turtles. $200 because it'll just be translated to £200. No way. Looks good, but it ain't £200 for 4 of them. No way.
If they show up at a discount store like Ross, then sure, I'll pick up all 4, but not for that much.
How do the collab ones do? Do they usually go on discount to the discount stores for you, or does it just depend, you think?
Wow, hold on. Did I see any actually, come to think of it, I don't think I seen any collaboration figure in a discount store yet. So maybe they won't.
Something to think about, I suppose. Because I don't think I've seen the Jurassic Park one went on sale. I remember that's when Amazon. Mikey got his, but I don't think I've seen them in. I don't even know if I've seen them in UK stores, but I haven't been to a UK store for a long time at this point, so maybe they're there. I just haven't noticed.
Yeah,
what a shame.
On Amazon, the first Jurassic Park set is really cheap right now. As soon as it went down that much, I snagged myself one. I actually saw a Back to the Future one. I think it was Target exclusive back then, and it I guess someone returned it to a physical Target location because it was on the shelf. It was supposed to be online exclusive, but there it was, and it was like $10 off. So I snagged it for $20.
Yeah, that's not too bad for a deluxe, I suppose. Yeah, that's all right. XL Hedge says, Andy, remember you have to factor in TMNT fans that usually buy the entire team. Oh yeah, I know. That's why I say that's crazy. It's a really good way to milk these poor turtle fanatics. Yeah. I think a lot of people will enjoy it. I'm hoping it's a good mold because it looks fun. But I'm not that invested. Unfortunately or fortunately. The last thing we got today to talk about today is the Transformers Legacy Unite versus multi-pack, which I don't think does it have a sexy name? No, it doesn't have a sexy name, does it?
No, but it does have a sexy box.
Oh, yeah, it's got an actual new box design, which actually looks really good.
No more Buzzworthy Bumblebee boxes. I hated those.
They were pretty ugly. This actually looks good, and this looks like it'll have delicious plastic in the front, so none of these figures will be stolen, which is nice. So, what is this set? This set is a Target exclusive, so Ripperoonie Spatoony, if you want to get these elsewhere. We have Cyberverse Tarn, which is a repaint of Tarn, obviously. It includes the purple redeco. Purple redeco of a purple figure. And it has a Legacy Bludgeon Sword. That's worthwhile then. G1 Squeeze Play, which is Titan's Return Mind Wipe Retool. Includes the Master Force Browning Gun, so that's a new bit of sculpting as well. Transformers Prime Cliff Jumper, which is a Chase Retool. Which is arguably the best Prime figure so far in the Legacy line, I think. It's still not the best, but... it is the best Prime figure, but we'll get to it. And then Beast Wars Tarantulas, which is the Kingdom Tarantulas with a new head, inspired by the prototype seen in the first Beast Wars commercial. Toy commercials. This set is going to be a limited quantities via Hasbro Pulse. It's going to be $80. Orange, what do you think? Who do you want to talk about first? Who do you want to talk about your most disappointing figure in the set? And I'll grab the image of it. Who's the one in the set you don't like?
My most disappointing is that Tarn, who is a troop builder, but he's in a pack with non-troop builders. It wasn't a problem with the last year's set. That was all troop builders. I got an unreasonably large amount of those. But this set, the Cliff Jumper and Squeeze Play, they're both not troop builders. And I only say those because the Tarantulas, interestingly enough, is a troop builder. I think it wasn't BMAC, it was Mark who said that this is technically a drone owned by Tarantulas that is troop builder. There's lots of them. So that's another troop builder, but half of the set is not a troop are not troop builders. So
if you're gonna do multi-packs, only put troop builders with troop builders or just sell troop builders on their own. I think this is a really crap repaint. I know what they're trying to emulate. They're trying to emulate the Cyberverse design for Tarn. I don't think they do it. I think that at the very least they should have given him a new head because the head's not the same, if I remember correctly, right?
Yeah, they should have definitely the head and a removable arm because the lead Tarn in Cyberverse was missing an arm.
Ah, okay. Cyberverse down. Let's put an image of him on screen. Yeah, it is just a Tarn. It is Tarn, so I understand why they're using the mold. The head is not the same. They should have done a remold. I don't know. I think it's a really lackluster repaint. I think it's kind of boring. It looks too similar to the original version of the figure. I don't know. I think it's kind of crappy, to be honest. I looked at it and went, ugh. It's my least favorite from the set.
I agree. I'll probably just have that one.
Yeah.
I never watched the entirety of Cyberverse, maybe 2 or 3 episodes. So I'm not really in a hurry. He's going to fill up my Cyberverse shelf, which honestly just include Shadow Striker right now because Windblade is on my brand new like Caminus shelf,
Oh, okay.
which I'm building shelves for all the colony planets for Transformers. Can't wait to get the other giant planet guys. Anyway, the Tarantulas he exists.
Yeah, that's my next least favorite as well. I mean, I don't like the color scheme that much. I think if you're gonna do a Tarantulas repaint, you do the black one from Universe because that's a really cool color scheme. That's just badass. This is just like a hey, do you remember that orange Tarantulas? It's like I guess. Well, here it is.
It was translucent too, and I'm not one to dislike orange things, but this I can't bring myself to like it.
I think the spider mode looks quite nice. I just think it's the robot mode. I don't think the green and the orange work together that well in this combination. Usually orange and green can be quite nice, but there's something about it that I don't think works. I tell you what's a fucking terrible idea, and I know the reason why they did it is because the original toy did it. Having orange paint and then having having orange plastic and then gold paint on top of it. It works for translucent plastic because the paint is not translucent, so it's opaque. It makes sense that you can see it. Having hard, opaque orange and the gold just blends into it. It doesn't work, at least to my eye. It just gets lost on the toy. So it's kind of pointless it being there.
I had to zoom in and verify.
Oh, I know, right?
Yeah, it blends in way too much. I agree with you completely. It's he will be mine just because he's in the pack, I guess.
He's your least favorite son. It's like, oh, okay.
Pretty much, yeah. But I love Squeeze Play and Locos, and there is, if you notice, his handgun is browning.
Yes, yeah. Oddly enough, I think they should have put the orange cap on him, or painted that orange rather than purple. I realize it's pink molded, and then the silver paint on top of it. But I think that should have had a bit of orange paint on because didn't he have an orange cap in the show?
In the show,
no. Am I misremembering?
No, he definitely wasn't. That would have been amusing, though. I can't say I wouldn't like that, but well, there's no paint on it now, which means you can put blast effects on there, and the paint won't rub off on blast effects. So
very true. Yeah. Right. So here's the thing. I think the Squeeze Play robot mode is really good. I like it a lot. I don't think you could ask for much more than that, even though the kind of gray plastic looks like it's gray plastic that's already started to yellow. I think that's deliberate. I don't think that's actually yellow plastic. But
it's actually the color that was in the show.
Okay, it just looks like that discolored plastic, but that's not the issue. My issue is the alt mode shite. It's really bad. I understand why it's really bad, but it's like it's really bad.
The lower half of it is mind wipe. I mean,
yeah.
I know you could like pull the legs in a bit so it looks like he's actually not like straddling, but you can't do anything with those arms. They look arms themselves look nice, but the way they're attached,
it makes me think that this isn't Squeeze Play, but this is Squeeze Play's like child. Like this is baby Squeeze Play to go along with the big dad Squeeze Play. That's why he's all misproportioned and has little baby legs. Only his arms have grown. I can see. I understand what they've tried to do, and like I say, the robot mode. I think it's great. I think the robot mode you couldn't wish for more. And the head's right. They've got the stupid tail shield as well. I hate that robot. That alt mode. I hate it. I think it's awful. I think it's really bad. Really, really bad.
What I like about this is Locos, who is super colorful. He looks exactly like how I remember him, like the colors, his face is painted. He looks like, honestly, the best out of the entire set. I'm being honest.
Is Locos the headmaster?
Yeah, the headmaster, yeah.
Okay. Let's find it. Yeah, that actually looks pretty decent. I mean, I don't. Are there any like real images of him, or is it just the CG renders?
Whoa.
I don't think
I
I've seen
don't.
any real images of him, at least not in the production photos.
Yeah, I think there's photos of them in the what in the diorama photographs, but other than that, no.
Okay, no, it's not a big deal. It's just like I couldn't find it. No, I would agree. He looks well done as well. He's painted correctly and all that jazz. Yeah, my only issue is I think the snake thing is pretty crap. It's one of those annoying things that if this wasn't part of a set, even if I don't like that that alt mode, I'd probably buy it for the robot mode. Because I don't really want the rest of the set. It's just it's again a 4-pack with one figure in I want, and then 3 figures I have no interest in. Because as I mentioned before, I think the Transformers Prime Cliffjumper is the best Prime figure there is for the Legacy line, which isn't saying a lot, granted, because I hate a lot of them. But it's probably the best one. But I still wouldn't want it. What do you think of the Cliffjumper?
Well, they nailed him. I mean, as far as G1ized characters go, because he's not that accurate aesthetically, but I like the just G1izing all of the characters anyway. In my collection, at least, I can feel for people that don't like that, but that's what I like, and I think they nailed it on this guy, and I really like him. And he has a nose. I love when they have noses. I'm sorry.
I don't like it because it's antithetical to the Prime design.
Yeah, he needs that cranial ventilation or he'll overheat,
What?
That was a lot of techno babble. Overall, I like him though.
Yeah. Do you think he looks better than Chase, or do you think they're about equal?
Better than Chase? Ugh.
Yeah, the original user of this mold.
Yeah, I do kind of dig Chase, but I like the color cohesion of Cliffjumper better.
Yeah.
So
I think this looks a bit better than Chase.
Chase's head mold though, that's pretty rad.
Yeah, the head mold's good. I think overall the Cliffjumper might be a little better. Again, I don't like it still, but it's one of those things. XL Hedge says horrible when. I'm trying to think what you could probably, if you if you want to go down the kind of thing of, oh hey, we're just gonna take an old Titan's Return mold and use that. I guess you'd use Weird Wolf, right? Weird Wolf and change the head.
What I would do, since they both have back scales anyway, is use the torso of Skull Cruncher. Just give him new legs, new head. Is a new tail needed? I don't know, but yeah, I think
a new tail would be needed because Horrible's got the weird it's almost like Cancer's or Squeeze Plays. It's not spiky, but it's like a double gun which he holds for a big gun. If you remember that,
yeah.
So you could just remold that, so it couldn't be that. But yeah, I see. Yeah, Skull Cruncher could work. You just need to change the crocodile limbs out for real legs, I suppose.
Yeah, basically just his torso. Just use his torso.
Because that would complete the Decepticon juniors. Because we had Fangry in a fucking 4-pack years ago, right?
Yeah.
What was he at? Oh, he was out of Double
Kingdom?
Cross.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he was out in during Kingdom, possibly.
Oh god, yeah, long time ago. He was in a 4-pack with nothing else but him in it as well, for the most part. It was him, Black Arachnia, the one that you were talking about pre-show, and I can't remember what the rest of the set was. Isn't it like a Bumblebee or a Cliffjumper?
Oh, there was that one Bumblebee that looked like nothing, and
could be any of them.
Primal. Nemesis Primal. Yeah,
that's right. Yeah, Nemesis Primal I thought was stupid, but kind of interesting visually, I suppose.
He had the mouth plate. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, no, that's right. Yeah, no, sorry. Axel Head just says, missed opportunity for Prime/RID Starscream versus Cliffjumper. Oh, yeah, that could have been fun to have in a pack, I suppose. Them together. And Big D says, Nemesis Primal and Bumblebee. Oh, okay, thank you, Big D.
I I think Prime Starscream needs his own mold. He's just too unique.
Yeah, he's too thin and lanky. It's difficult to do that. But then again, we've seen what they do with the rest of the Prime molds and the Prime figures, and they don't really care about keeping the aesthetics accurate. So, who cares, I guess. But yeah, that's it. That's all of the news we got for today. This is a 4-pack you're getting begrudgingly, would you say, Orange? Or is this like one you're excited for? Because it sounds like you're begrudgingly happy with Tarn. You like Cliffjumper well enough. The Tarantulas you couldn't really give a shit about, but you really like Squeeze Play. So it's like a 7 out of 10 4-pack. Is that what you're kind of coming to a conclusion of? Like it's good?
You know what? That's exactly what I would say. Yeah, I'd say so.
That's the vibes I was getting from you. Yeah, I wish I could just get Squeeze Play on its own, but that's not the way the cookie crumbles. Anything else you want to talk about news-wise? I think we covered everything.
That's it. I mean, personally, I'm getting a box from Big Bad Toy Store today. So
today? Oh, what are you getting?
Yeah. United Wave 2, like 4 Power Rangers I got on discount, and Black Panther.
Damn.
That's it.
That's a big box.
Oh, and the Autobot 5-pack.
Which the Sunstreaker, Trailbreaker, Wheel, etc., that one. Okay, nice. Have you got any other Transformers recently, or fun things, I suppose?
Nothing. I mean, other than like little purchases in the discount stores, not much. I mean, I got a couple new GI Joes, I guess, but yeah. I mean, like I said, discount purchases. I have nostalgia for GI Joe, and there's this whole TTRPG crossover thing with Transformers, Power Rangers, and GI Joe. So I don't mind like getting into it again. So you know what? I'll buy a couple more figures, sure. So
I can't remember. Did you get the Hiss Tank?
I didn't know. Oh no, I'm sort of in the stage where I'm just buying GI Joes at discount and Power Rangers at discount too.
I suppose this is a really good time because it seems like a lot of those are turning up in the discount stores for America, so it's really nice and easy to get those cheapo figures.
It is, yeah.
For me, for what I've been up to this week, I haven't done a huge amount apart from new windows and front doors and all that jazz, and watching builders put a hole in my house to put the windows in was kind of interesting, but unfortunately they just came on a really cold, wet, rainy day. So it wasn't the warmest of times, having a hole in your house, shockingly. I did a bit of painting for Warhammer, and I did the Fluff and Hammer last night. Not last night, night before, with Mr. George, talking about Warhammer. That's been about it. Not really anything interesting, unfortunately.
Got everything done, all right.
Yeah, I mean, most of the week was spent stressing out about the windows and whatnot, but yeah, that's been it for me. Thank you, Orange, for coming on the show this week.
Thanks for having me on. It was fun.
Where can people find you on the internet if you want to have people come and contact you, talk to you, etc., etc.? I'm
on most social medias except Blue Sky again as Keshmar Orange, KESHMAR, and Orange, of course, like the color, and Orange-itis on Twitch. Orange-itis just spelled like you would expect inflammation of the orange to be spelled.
Oh my God, is that contagious?
It might be.
Oh my God, where does it kind of happen? Where does inflammation of the orange take place?
That is TMI. I'm sorry.
Oh my God. Watch out, people. Oh God. Well, at least it's a tasty disease, I suppose, as long as it tastes like an orange and nothing else. You can find... What's that?
What else would it taste like, right?
Bodily fluids don't always taste like oranges, I'm afraid.
Let's move on, please, yeah.
You can find me on Twitch, YouTube, all those places as Decayed Andy, Rotten Flesh of a Human Being. not a 10-year period. Don't make that mistake. Also, Moonbase 2 Transformers podcast, iTunes, Libsyn, Facebook, Moonbase 2 Transformers podcast on YouTube. All those usual places. Oh, and ccbunker.weebly.com if you want to go that way. As again, thanks everybody for coming on by. If you want to join the chat and join us for a live show, it is on a Sunday at 8 o'clock in the evening UK time, so you can hop in and talk away with us at the same time if you choose to. Once again, thank you, Orange. And until next week, we'll see you guys next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye.